Do I need a computer science degree to be an effective AI product manager? Welcome to Democratizing AI. This is the headquarters for people who are passionate about driving business impact using AI. The short answer to this question is no, you do not need a computer science degree, but you do need intelligence. What is intelligence? What do I mean? Here's the analogy. Have you ever worked with a team of data scientists or data folks and you ask them, what data do you need to power this algorithm or this use case that we're discussing right now? Very, very often I've found the data science folks say, give me all of the data. Data A, data B, data C, give me A, B, C, give me everything. Because for most machine learning applications, adding yet another data source is not going to make the algorithm worse. It's only going to improve the margins if that data has some sort of predictive patterns inside of it. If it's just noise and it has no correlation with whatever you're trying to predict in terms of machine learning, then it's going to get filtered out. Likewise, with becoming an AI product manager, adding additional intelligence to your skill set, to your knowledge, to your competency as an AI product manager is not going to make you a worse product manager. However, to be an effective AI product manager, to drive disruption in your industry category, there's a lot more skills than you need than the mere algorithms and statistical functions themselves. I'll give you an example. Let's say that you are an AI product manager at Deloitte or some consulting service agency. And you've identified an opportunity where there's some redundant work that's happening. It's causing inefficiencies for your customers. And you see an opportunity to automate some of those services using AI. This is, by the way, completely possible. Many companies rely on human services, which one day will be automated with information technology innovations combined with artificial intelligence innovations. So you've got your team of data scientists. Now what would happen, this is a common problem, if Deloitte said, hey, data science team, go tackle this problem, go drive your AI innovation. And I've seen this happen. I've seen this at companies large and small where the data scientists are tasked to go drive that business innovation on their own. To say the least, it is not that effective. Because if you automate some of the consulting services with AI, then what is that going to impact? Is it just a technology decision? It's not. It is an HR decision. How are you going to reallocate those resources? How are you going to communicate this new customer experience to your customers? How is that going to impact brand perception? How is that going to differentiate you, for the good or worse, in your competitive landscape? That is a business strategy decision. So that's why I see one of the biggest gaps of skill sets when it comes to AI product innovation is an understanding business strategy. So if you really, really want to be one of the outstanding 1% type AI product innovators, there's a lot of skills that you need to acquire. And machine learning is just one of those skills. Now, do you need to be a coder? This is a follow-up question here. Do you need to be a coder? Do you need to have coded machine learning algorithms to be an effective data scientist? Once again, having those experiences is not going to make you worse, but when you take into account the trade-offs with other skills you need to have, there is a point of diminishing marginal return when it comes to acquiring other skills along the way that are also essential. I like to think of a skill set for an AI product manager. They should acquire a functional understanding of AI. And what I mean by functional understanding, you need to understand exactly what goes into a machine learning algorithm and exactly what comes out of a machine learning algorithm. You need to understand what a information retrieval model or a search, recommendation, personalization, these are all kind of clustered similar terms, that you need to understand what data that needs and how it impacts the customer experience. It's pretty fascinating how making slight little tweaks to your personalization model or your machine learning model can have a really big impact on what your customer sees. For example, if your customer starts seeing, if they start buying, this is a common retail example, they start clicking on men's coats, and all of a sudden they start getting retargeted and start seeing men's coats, men's coats, men's coats, men's coats. Well, maybe they already bought the men's coats they wanted at another store or even at your brand, and they keep getting marketed men's coats too. You can tweak your search algorithm, information retrieval, search, recommendation, personalization, whatever you want to call it. Maybe we need to come up with a better term for that, by the way. I'll put that in my backlog to think about. And all of a sudden, if you increase the diversity score, you'll see a more healthy, balanced diversity, not just men's coats, but also men's pants, men's belts, which is, a belt is very closely attached to pants, and maybe you need something to go along with there. So this is where I'm describing to you how, if you want to really automate or disrupt that experience of going into a retail store, it actually requires a lot of customer empathy. It requires you to think about the customer experience and their jobs to be done. And then you can tweak that algorithm. You can tweak that model, and it will have a drastically different experience on what they start seeing through that virtual interface. So, do you need to be a coder, have a CS degree, a PhD? Those skills are going to help you, but there is a holistic suite of skills you need. And that is what the purpose of this channel is. We're going to dive deep on each of these topics so that you can have the skill set that you need to be a disruptive, effective AI product manager. If this is exciting to you, if you're excited to disrupt your industry category or get into AI product, give this video a like and join our cause.